Hey everyone, Matt Tersick. I'm coming to you from our new office in Lake Oswego on Boones Ferry Road. We are doing a weekly recap on the channel of the past sales in Lake Oswego. For the week of 4/14, looking back to 4/7, we had 10 single family home sales close in Lake Oswego. Now, I will be recapping these sales starting from the high dollar amount and working my way all the way down to the lower dollar amount. And this week is pretty interesting, not gonna lie. Starting off, we have a home sale on Twin Fir Road of a new construction built by New Look Development. Shameless plug to our Tuesday tour here in the corner. We had the opportunity to tour this beautiful home. I will say from a design aspect and a backyard outdoor living aspect, I really love this one. They did some fun things with the property and it actually closed for full price. So this one was $666 price per foot, which is right in the range of what I see new construction currently going for in Lake Oswego. So not a crazy surprise there. I also think they listed a little early in the season. If this one was on right now, we'd probably see it going for a little bit above ask. Good number nonetheless, especially given the fact this one is on a flag lot. I sold one right around the corner on Wembley Park 2 years ago, and it sold for 1.4 and change, I want to say. Overall, healthy appreciation over the last couple of years, as we've seen pretty much citywide. And then moving down the list to 1949 Cheryl Court, this one was really surprising to me because I had the house across the street listed just this last year, and it didn't fly off the shelf like this one did. I'm told they had 3 offers on this one. It closed for $2,080,000, which is $330,000 above the original ask price of $1.75 million. Now it's 5,000 feet. It's in a great neighborhood. They painted out the cabinets. Still early to mid 2000s build, so pretty traditional. And to be honest, there isn't much of a backyard here because you do work your way up the hillside there in Atherton Heights. Where this neighborhood shines though is you get a lot of natural light, good proximity like Glusher Farms, and it feels very natural out there as you have west facing views toward the coastal range as well as Mount Hood. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the neighborhood. It typically lags behind the rest of Lake Oswego in values just because the homes are so big. When I saw this one close for $2,080,000, I was pretty surprised because we're talking about approximately 18% above ask price. So for all those people who are saying we weren't gonna see, above 10% appreciation this year, well, I hate to break it to you because it's already happened. Moving down the list, 18024 East Ridge Lane. This was a pre-sale. It did close for a fair amount above ask price. I think when it was originally listed, it was in the 1.2 range, but because it's a pre-sale, I'm sure they're factoring in a lot of different upgrades, customizations. So for purposes of this breakdown, we're not really gonna go into it, but at $1.738 million for a 3,700 square foot new construction home, I will say that seems like a fantastic deal. So kudos to whoever made that investment on the buy side. Moving down the list to 2612 Rivendale Road. This property is in Lake Oswego's West Ridge neighborhood. It's a neighborhood where homes typically trade in the 900 to 1.2 range. So when this one was listed, definitely at the upper end, but that didn't stop it from going above ask price. This one closed at 1.625, which is $235,000 above the original price. I think the updates and the backyard, how it backs to this green space, really make the difference. And I do think homes with that X factor are commanding a large premium right now. So good number for that neighborhood, certainly. Moving down the list, we see 928 Lakefront Road, which is another fantastic listing. This one was at 1.295 and closed for 1.405. This one was a home I actually sold in 2019 for $895. So $500,000 of appreciation, approximately 50% since 2019, which is what we're seeing pretty much citywide right now. Moving down the list to Ridge Point Drive. This is actually another home over near that Atherton Heights neighborhood, just a hair above it. This one closed $180,000 above ask price. I still feel like this is a good deal though, given the square footage of the home. Yes, it needs updates, but you're located in a neighborhood in a spot of Lake Oswego where you do have fantastic views. I could see someone turning this into a pretty special home. I mean, you imagine a $400,000 or $500,000 remodel on top of this, and you have the square footage, you have the views, and you're in it, 1.6 to 1.7. So not too bad. And that's mostly where I'm seeing the deals in Lake Oswego right now, are on the ones that need a little bit of remodeling. Speaking of remodeling, I guess I should eat my words a little bit, because this one had to be the most surprising sale of last week. It's 15562 Heritage Court. This is on a cul-de-sac in the Carmen-Waluga neighborhood, so decent location, but probably not one of the more desirable locations in Lake Oswego. And as you can see, this home still feels pretty 80s, early 90s-ish. So lower ceilings, traditional floor plan. It seems like there have been some updates, but those updates are probably already dated. But this one closed for nearly 1.2 million. And the crazy part is it was listed at 864. So it closed for nearly 40% above the original list price, and it's just above 2,300 square feet. So pretty crazy. I think that's got to be the top sale of the past week, maybe even the top sale of the year, closing 40% above ask price. But moving on the list, because we are going to break down every single sale of the week, talk about the neighborhoods and things like that, I'm going to move on to Sunderleaf Drive, which I did have the opportunity to tour. Mid-century house, pretty original bones on the inside of it. And it was originally listed at $850,000, so closing for $150,000 above ask price on Sunderleaf. This one too backs to green space, so maybe that's what the buyers thought so special. But honestly, on the north side of the lake, for $1 million, this one doesn't seem like too bad of a deal, but honestly, not too bad of a deal on this one. I thought it was a great lot. It backs to green space again, and I could see a builder even paying in the high 8s, maybe low 9s for a lot like this in that location. So all in all, not too bad for $1 million. And to round out our list, we're going to go down to Carmen Drive in Lake Oswego, where we have 6025 Carmen Drive closing for $690,000. This one was actually listed at $699,900. So this one was the anomaly of the bunch so far, closing $10,000 below ask, while on paper it looks like it's a pretty good deal, and certainly the photos show very nicely too. Carmen Drive is known as a busier thoroughfare, as people use that to get out to the highways. So my guess is that had to factor into the activity on this one, and why it ultimately went for a little bit below ask. Now, Redfin for some reason is not pulling up the final one, which was on Child's Drive, but believe it or not, I posted a TikTok on that one. So if you want to check out that one, check out my TikTok channel. But that house is 4902 Child's Road, and it was just over 1,300 square feet, located right in an intersection on Childs. It was listed for $700 and ended up closing for a hair above $705. So not a crazy amount above ask, like some of the others we outlined today. But nonetheless, it was a very crazy week looking back, where we're seeing average list price of $1.25 million and an average close price of $1.43 million. So on average, we are seeing these homes close for $180,000 or 12% above ask price, which ask prices are already pretty high in my opinion. So the market continues to appreciate as we head into the spring and summer season. It's going to be very interesting to see where it goes from here. So I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts on if you think this market's gonna cool down or continue to get hotter and hotter as we approach summer. As always, if you have any questions about any specific properties or just Lake Oswego in general, don't hesitate to reach out. I wanna use this channel to be your resource for researching Lake Oswego, educating yourself about the market. And one of the biggest compliments I can get is just a phone call, a text, a DM from one of you guys wanting to learn more. Happy to take you around Lake Oswego, show you the ins and outs, and help you find a home.